Good morning. Happy Saturday. Hope your day is started off well. Whenever you're watching this, I hope that day's starting off well too, since it's probably not today, since I probably won't post this during the day. Posted a lot just recently because I had the opportunity to do and I had enough stuff to post, so I posted. Just got finished helping out my sister. My sister doesn't have a car. She's been living without one for a while, but that means from time to time she needs some help, like going to the grocery store. She's got her circle of peeps, but today was a day that I got called into duty. We had a lot of fun. We chatted about politics and life and stuff like that. We bought cat food. Just another day to be happy to be alive. Another day to make my day what I want my day to be. And I got to take her for a ride in the convertible. She likes the convertible. She's a kind of a car girl, sorta. She just, I don't know, she enjoys it. She had this cool old Mercedes she had for a long time, like in the 80s. It was a 70s Mercedes, though, a big one. She loved that car. All things pass eventually. She was also one of our original bug drivers. She drove the heck out of a bunch of Volkswagen Bugs. I got one of hers, bought it from her, kind of when I think when she moved to Ireland for a while. It was an auto stick, which was kind of weird but kind of cool. I just actually talked with the guy that bought the Audi seats. He's a big VW guy, about auto sticks. It was kind of just put your hand on it and it just, I kind of activated the clutch. It was a weird little deal. It worked though, right? It let off the gas and shift gears and you're good to go. All right, hey, let's make our Saturday what we want our Saturday to be. I got lots of stuff coming up, very little of it, which I'm sure I will film, but I wanted to say hi. Oh, wait, this is really cool. Sorry, my headrest is in the way. So my sister was a history major at the University of Cincinnati, and they worked on a book about the annexation of Clifton, which is the neighborhood that I'm in. I'm kind of taking a little bit of a scenic route home. Didn't feel like getting on the highway so that I could talk to the phone. And anyway, that fountain has been there for a long time, and back before this was paved, actually, it was when the Bridge family that donated. I can't remember that much. Just that she would always tell us that was they used to water their horses at that fountain. It was the shape of the fountain was made so that horses could drink out of it. That's why I'm the Cincinnati dad, people, because I'm bringing the Cincinnati bits of Cincinnati history in a Cincinnati way. Yeah, I just said Cincinnati bunch on purpose. All right, gotta drive.
That's weird. That's better.
It's like third summer. So we're definitely putting the top down on this lovely Sunday morning. There's a VW Porsche show today. They call it the Family Reunion. I don't think I'm going to be able to go, which is kind of a bummer. It actually starts in 19 minutes. But I got church. I'm the liturgist, of course, singing today, but I gotta stand at the lectern and do that stuff too. So, bummer. Grass needs to be mowed. Even though we haven't had any rain, it's looking kind of ratty. So happy Sunday, everybody. Let's get out there and make our days. Woohoo! Church is over. What do we have to say about church? Several things. Not to turn this into a Cincinnati dad sermonizes, since I'm not a sermonizer. Well, all dads are sermonizers, right? All dads tell their own little sermons to their children, to people. Here's what I do when I am given the really fortunate, the honor to get up there and stand in front of the congregation at the lectern and deliver a prayer for the people and read the scripture, give a prayer after the offertory. It really is it's an overused word that gets thrown around, a blessing, but it is a blessing to be put in the position to do that. A long time ago, when I was in high school, senior in high school, was given the opportunity to deliver actually part of a message thing that they were doing, to have youth step to the pulpit. And I actually made there was a line in there, kind of discussion about not writing everything down that I was going to say. I did not prepare the speech. Even at that age, I'd done some performing, and I knew how dangerous that could be, that if you have a written text, sometimes you rely too heavily on the written text. But I said to the congregation, because I have grown up here, I know, and I feel comfortable in front of you, that I can stand up here knowing what I want to talk about, but not having specifically written down what I want to say. And that's okay. And it's not really truly intentional, but I do the same thing on these times when I do get to be the person doing the liturgy. I call it the liturgizing, which is a verb that doesn't exist, but as somebody said this morning when I kidded about that, they know exactly what the word means, even though it's not really a word. So I know in advance what this order of worship is. I do every week anyway because I'm in the choir. I know what the choir is going to sing. I know what the scripture being read, in this case an epistle lesson from James 4, verses 1 through 10. And I know what that's because I read it, and that's, I'll get to that in a bit. All of that being said, the prayer that for the people that I offer up, I never write it out. Sometimes I'll scribble some notes. This week I didn't. I don't write it out. I trust that the words will come. And they do. And so I let them. Again, with some ideas about some things that I know that I want to say. I knew that I wanted to, in a tangential way, address just how things are in the world, and that people have anxiety and stress about things in the world. I do, that did weird things to the light, passing through that bridge. And it works. It works for me. I understand. I had a conversation with somebody else who does the same thing. I could never do that. If the Spirit's going to come to me, I let the Spirit come to me ahead of time with a piece of paper in my lap and a pen or pencil in my hand. Awesome. There's no right way to do it, right? There is no right way to do it. So that should be the lesson that we get maybe from it is, as somebody also said, you do you, right? That works for me. To speak extemporaneously, I do it here on a daily basis. So, enough of that, and I'll get to point 2 in just a second. There's a pretty loud car ahead of me. It's a Mustang convertible. That's going through a 25 mile per hour zone here. It's his choice. Not mine. Oh, I'm going to be next to him. He's out driving with his kid. It's cool. He likes his car loud. It's never something I've been interested in. of that, okay, things are quieter now, and less road noise, and less other car noise. Point two is the thing about public speaking and doing that is I'm not a young guy. I'm 54 years old. I've been performing since I was in 4th grade. So part of the ability to ponder something and then speak extemporaneously about it in many circumstances, and certainly in a church situation where I'm a regular attendee of church, it's years of experience that allow me to ponder what it is I'm going to say and then just get out there and say it. The reading for the morning, James 4, verses 1 through 10. I read through it once yesterday. I read through it this morning because somebody else wanted to take a look at it. It's my person I was sitting next to in the choir rehearsal. So I read along with it, and then I read it, out loud for the first time publicly when I was doing the I was looking at my house and seeing if people were home, because usually on Sunday mornings we go over to Grandma and Grandpa's and have breakfast, brunchy kind of thing. Anyway, it's that practice, it's that years of experience that enable me to internally do some of the types of external things that you might have to do. Reading a text, right? I can read a text on first reading pretty well. You can hand me a text and say, hey, can you right now just step up to the microphone and just read this in some kind of meaningful way? And that's just a performance thing, right? It's one of the skills that you have to learn to be a performer, is that kind of first reading. But it's because I have practiced this skill over the years, this skill of reading aloud, of performing a text, of imbuing it with meaning, with an inflection, and all that. So, much like the writer's process. So I had a conversation once about writers and the writing process, because there is a writing process we teach in schools that we teach our kids to do, right? You have a rough draft, and then you revise the draft, and then you edit, and then you reword, and so but when you're an experienced writer, they don't do it like that. They don't go through the steps of the writing process in quite that same way. Now they go through it, but a lot of it happens internally because of the years of experience. So you never want the time that you're going to get evaluated on to be the first time that you do something. We've talked about that before as well in school, in performance, right? That's why we do our math homework, because we don't want the test, the performance, to be the first time that we've attempted the thing. Because we're going to be graded on that. We're going to be judged on it in some way. We're going to be evaluated on it. So we rehearse. As a performer, you rehearse so that the first time that you do it isn't when you're being evaluated. That's why we practice our skills in a sport. And we have scrimmages so that the actual game where we'll be evaluated is not the first time that we're doing the thing. Makes perfect sense, right? All right, we'll talk more later. All right, I'm pulling into my destination for family pancakes. And I just want to add this one thing as a kind of a tip for public speaking. Prepare. Prepare. You have to prepare. You have to get ready. And one of the best ways, one of the best tips that I ever got, and it makes a ton of sense, is know your story. Right? Know your story. Don't memorize a speech. Know your story. Because if you know your story, then you're just telling your story. You're not delivering a speech, you're not delivering a talk. You're telling your story. Same thing applies with what I did today. I know my story. I know what it is that I wanted to pray for about. I knew it. So not having written down words didn't really matter because I know my story. Know your story, right? Oh. Here I am walking around doing the mowing and cleaning up from the mowing, and my shoe feels weird, so I take a look at my shoe. That's a bummer. Oh well, old Merrill's. Guess it's time for new ones. I just watched a lot of the video that I recorded today where I was, kind of bragging about my ability to talk extemporaneously, and I rambled a lot. That's not good. I got some sand volleyball tonight. I think that's it. I think that's what we're going to call the weekend. So go ahead and like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more of the videos. And of course, if you want to be notified when I post a video, even though that's lately nearly every day, go ahead and ring that bell. YouTube thinks that means something, I think. So appreciate it. All right. Make your day what you want your day to be. I got to put that on a t-shirt. Okay, it's been a great night of volleyball, 1-all-3. My wife is subbing with my daughter's team, so hanging out, just kind of watching. So there's just a little tail end good night on the video here. Oh gosh, there's music playing in the background. I hope that doesn't get my video tagged. All right, hope your day was great. We'll see you tomorrow.